Chasing Shadows, Russia's ongoing search for the elusive Yeti.
The Yeti, also known as the Abominable Snowman, has captivated human imagination for centuries. This elusive, ape-like creature purportedly dwells in the remote mountainous regions of the Himalayas, Tibet, and Siberia.
Over the years, there have been numerous anecdotal accounts, photographs, and alleged footprints suggesting the existence of the Yeti.
However, the creature has never been conclusively proven to exist. Among the countries fascinated by the Yeti is Russia, where expeditions, research, and scientific investigations have been conducted in an attempt to validate the existence of this enigmatic being. This video will explore the various Russian attempts to prove the existence of the Yeti and evaluate their significance in the broader context of cryptozoology and the search for unknown species. The Yeti, often referred to as the Abominable Snowman, is an ape-like creature that resembles Bigfoot in terms of size and shape and is purported to live in Asia's Himalayan mountains. Its name is a translation of a Tibetan term that means bear or man-bear. Like its North American relative Bigfoot, many of the hypotheses about the existence of the monster are based on what are believed to be its enormous footprints. The creature's hairy coat is considered to be white or gray in color. The Yeti is a key figure in Nepalese mythology, and according to the people who inhabit that country, the beast is ferocious, nocturnal, and whistles and growls. The Sherpa people of the Himalayas, who created the Yeti, are the source of its history's mythology and folklore. The Yeti has always been regarded as hazardous, according to author Shiva Dakal, who compiled over 12 traditional tales about the creature for his book Folk Tales of Sherpa and Yeti. In reality, according to Dakal, this mythical creature was a warning against dangerous creatures that the Sherpa and other ethnic group members may frequently run across if they ventured too far from their communities in the high Himalayan mountains. Some of the tales that Dakal was told also served as morality plays, showing what happens when an individual acts outside the bounds of the group. The search for the Yeti in Russia can be traced back to the early 20th century when explorers, driven by curiosity and a sense of adventure, ventured into the remote regions of Siberia. In 1925 in the Pamir Mountains, Russian soldiers allegedly encountered a strange, hairy, human-like Yeti creature while patrolling the area. The creature was reportedly aggressive and attacked the soldiers, who were left with no choice but to kill it in self-defense. After the incident, the soldiers supposedly brought the body of the creature back to their base, where it was examined by military officials and scientists. Some versions of the story claim that the creature was subsequently preserved and studied in secret by the Russian government, while others assert that the body was buried and the incident was covered up. The Yeti became a subject of interest for Russian scientists and researchers in the 1950s, following a series of reported sightings and encounters. One of the most notable Russian expeditions took place in 1958 under the leadership of Dr. Alexander G. Pronin, a Soviet scientist who claimed to have discovered Yeti footprints during an expedition to the Pamir Mountains. The 1958 expedition sparked a wave of interest in the Yeti, leading to several other Russian-led expeditions in the following years. However, most of these expeditions yielded inconclusive results, as the evidence gathered, such as footprints and hair samples, was often dismissed as belonging to known animals or natural phenomena. In the 21st century, the search for the Yeti in Russia gained new momentum. The Kemerovo region in Siberia emerged as a hotbed of Yeti sightings and alleged evidence. In 2011, the region's administration organized an international conference on the Yeti, which attracted researchers, scientists, and enthusiasts from around the world. The conference aimed to share research, discuss the latest findings, and formulate new strategies for the study of the Yeti. During the conference, participants were taken to a cave in the Azazskaya region, where alleged Yeti evidence was discovered, including footprints, hair samples, and a purported nest. Although some researchers believed that the evidence pointed to the existence of an unknown primate, others remained skeptical, arguing that the findings could be attributed to known animals or hoaxers. The meeting, according to one participant, the Bigfoot researcher and biologist John Bindernagel, provided irrefutable proof that the Yeti not only exists but also makes nests and shelters out of twisted tree branches. Jeff Meldrum, a Bigfoot believer and professor of anatomy and anthropology at Idaho State University, was also present. He asserted that the evidence was fake and that the Russians' sudden interest in the possibility of the Yeti was really just an effort to draw tourists to a destitute region of Russia. Vladimir Dinitz of the University of Tennessee Knoxville, who was born in Russia and asserts that wealthy Russians have long been advertising summer trips to the remote highlands of Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan, confirmed his concerns. According to him, each hamlet had a Yeti witness, whose responsibility it was to entice tourists with fantastic tales and take them to secluded valleys where sightings were allegedly occurring in exchange for a hefty fee. In the years following the 2011 conference, several attempts were made to analyze the DNA of the hair samples collected during various expeditions in Russia. Most notably, in 2013, a team of scientists led by Dr. Brian Sykes, a British geneticist, conducted DNA tests on hair samples from Russia and other countries. Sykes issued a request for any purported Yeti hair, teeth, or tissue from Yeti hunters and institutions around the globe. 36 of the 57 samples he received were selected for DNA analysis. The study was one of the largest and most thorough inquiries into the Yeti's existence, and the fact that it was conducted by renowned experts further added to its astoundingness. The majority of the samples were found to come from well-known species including horses, goats, and cows. However, it was discovered that 2 of the samples, one from Bhutan and the other from India, were most genetically related to a Pleistocene polar bear that lived more than 40,000 years ago. 2 additional researchers, Saradwin Edwards and Ross Barnett, later performed a reanalysis of the same data. Their findings, which were reported in the Journal of the Royal Society, suggested that the sample may have truly belonged to a rare subspecies of brown bear called the brown Himalayan bear. Since then, all of the samples have undergone additional testing, and new findings have been made. In fact, according to one of the most recent reanalyses, the samples were all taken from known samples of a dog and a bear that lived in the Himalayas. The Yeti has also found a prominent place in popular culture and media, both in Russia and worldwide. Documentaries, movies, and television programs have further fueled the public's interest in the creature. Russian media outlets have extensively covered alleged Yeti sightings and discoveries, often giving them a sensationalistic spin. This coverage has undoubtedly contributed to the ongoing fascination with the Yeti and the desire to solve the mystery surrounding its existence. However, the debate over the existence of the Yeti continues, with new sightings, footprints, and other alleged evidence emerging from time to time. Some researchers argue that the Yeti could be an undiscovered species of primate or a relic hominid, while others maintain that the creature is a myth or a product of misidentifications and hoaxes. Russian attempts to prove the existence of the Yeti have played a significant role in the global search for this enigmatic creature. Although these attempts have yielded some intriguing findings, conclusive evidence has remained elusive. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to Connect Paranormal. This will allow us to make more videos. Thanks for watching.